Hi lovelies, welcome back to PreciousZee TV where the twists just keep getting bigger. In today's episode, the shocking truth about Arvy's marriage to Poorvi is out. Poorvi learns that Arvy never married her out of love, but only for revenge and to protect her family's respect. She's left heartbroken as Arvy admits his heart still belongs to Monisha, while Monisha boldly declares she'll do whatever it takes to reclaim him. The tension explodes as Poorvi questions her place in Arvy's life. The neighbors gossip about her dignity, and Kushi steps in to defend her sister fiercely. But as Monisha throws a party to celebrate her so-called victory, Arvy's betrayal continues to haunt Porvy. Get ready, because this storm of love, revenge, and heartbreak is only just beginning. Now let's dive in. The episode starts with Monisha, Arvy's fiancée, asking Arvy why he married Poorvi. Arvy tells her he married Poorvi to take revenge after seeing Kushi, which reminded him of his pain. He hired a detective to investigate her. Monisha is shocked, but Deepika reveals she was the one who asked Arvy to marry Poorvi to hurt Kushi, reminding Monisha that Arvy only loves her. Monisha insists that real revenge would be leaving Poorvi humiliated during the Pagfa ritual, abandoned on the road so people mock her. Meanwhile, a guest lady tries to raise doubts in Poorvi's mind, makes her choke on sweets, and sends her to change her clothes. Prachi follows Poorvi to stop her as Monisha lurks nearby. Elsewhere, Prachi makes Basan ladders, recalling her nanny's love and getting emotional with Manpreet and Vishaka, who miss Kushi and Poorvi. Monisha later sees Poorvi's face, calls her sweet and delicate, and taunts her about boyfriends, but Poorvi denies ever having one. Monisha teases Poorvi, jokingly calling herself her Sotan and enjoying Poorvi's shocked reaction. She warns Arvy not to fall for Poorvi's innocence and purity. Meanwhile, Harleen worries about Monisha's behavior during the rituals. As the family gathers, Monisha tries to take control of the moment by introducing a dance performance. She and Deepika dance energetically, asking Poorvi to watch and learn. The family claps, but Monisha's intentions remain obvious. Next comes the ring-finding ceremony between Arvy and Poorvi. At first, Arvy wins, then Poorvi also finds the ring, but Monisha deliberately interferes, snatching the ring and claiming victory. She shamelessly declares herself Arvy's half-wife and says she will rule in his house. Harleen quickly corrects her, reminding her of her actual relation in the family. Still, Monisha openly admits she likes Arvy so much that she wants to be his wife, leaving Poorvi stunned. Deepika applauds her, calling it incredible, and collects money from Vikrant for a bet, while Yug also jokes about betting to make everyone laugh. Meanwhile, Poorvi reflects on the day's events in her room. When Arvy joins her, they share a brief moment, and she questions him about Monisha. Arvy explains that Monisha is Deepika's sister, who once stood by him during his toughest times, even helping him restart his business through her father's support. Poorvi then asks who betrayed him, but Arvy, thinking of Kushi, avoids answering and leaves. Elsewhere, Monisha blames Deepika for ruining her life, while Harleen confides in Harman about her worries over Monisha's behavior. Harman assures her that Arvy will manage. Later, Arvy admits to Vikrant that though he tried to hurt Poorvi to wound Kushi, he feels no peace, and his guilt shows his good nature. Vikrant points out that this means he truly cares about Poorvi. Monisha interrupts, demanding that Arvy drop Poorvi immediately. When he refuses, she threatens to expose everything to Kushi, Prachi, or even Poorvi herself. Arvy panics and asks Deepika to stop Monisha before she ruins everything. Meanwhile, Kushi returns home, where Armand scolds her for ignoring his calls and asks about her injury. Kushi recalls Arvy's threats, and when Armand praises Arvy as a clever businessman who always gets what he wants, she looks troubled and decides she has something important to confess. Deepika advises Monisha to be patient, promising that she will eventually get her married to Arvy. She explains that Arvy has suffered a lot, and that's why the family supported the marriage drama without informing Monisha. Though upset, Monisha insists no one can take her place and admits she's only angry. Meanwhile, Kushi struggles to tell Armand the truth about Arvy. Distracted, she almost gets hit by a vehicle but is saved by Arvy. Monisha later clings to Arvy, professing her love and assuring him that even if he can't love anyone else after Kushi, her love will be enough for both. Arvy drives her home, leaving Monisha smiling, convinced of her importance in his life. At home, Poorvi notices Arvy's strange behavior when he urges her to sleep. Though they share the room, he chooses the couch, claiming it's better to rest peacefully before the pag for a ritual. Poorvi silently wonders why he says this when she knows he was with Monisha. That night, Monisha grows restless and suspicious. She calls Deepika, urging her to check if Arvy and Poorvi are sleeping separately, worried that Poorvi's beauty might attract him. Deepika refuses since Vikrant is asleep. Poorvi, hearing noises, alerts Arvy, who realizes Monisha must have asked Deepika to spy. Obsessed, Monisha continues to reassure herself of Arvy's loyalty. She clings to his photo, covers herself with a blanket bearing his name, and obsessively switches his photo frame's light on and off, convinced that one day he will marry her. Poorvi wakes up late for the pag for a ritual and quickly prepares. Arvy discovers a fallen vase outside his window and realizes Deepika had been spying on him the previous night at Monisha's request. He confronts her, and Deepika admits it, apologizing. Meanwhile, Monisha suddenly arrives at the house, telling Harleen she couldn't sleep without Arvy's blanket and insists on meeting him. Elsewhere, Prachi calls Poorvi to check on her. Hearing her daughter's voice comforts her, and she asks Arvy if they're happy. Though Arvy is quiet and upset, he promises to drop Poorvi home for Pagfra. Prachi is reassured, while Poorvi urges Arvy to join her for breakfast. Monisha sneaks into Arvy's room, hugging him and defending her closeness, insisting she regards Deepika as a real sister. Arvy acknowledges the help Monisha's father gave his family, saying he will never betray her. When Monisha presses him about love, Arvy admits his feelings for Kushi were just madness, and when she asks if she has the right to dream of being his wife, he agrees. They hug, unaware that Poorvi overhears everything. Shaken, Poorvi confronts Arvy, demanding to know if he's having an affair with Monisha. Arvy reveals Monisha was his fiancée, and their wedding was postponed due to her uncle's death, until Poorvi came into the picture. Poorvi is stunned. Later, she angrily asks Arvy why he married her when Monisha is waiting for him. Arvy coldly tells her she already knows everything, leaving Poorvi deeply hurt and confused. Arvy admits that he only married her to protect her respect and her family's honor when the neighbors were questioning her character. He reminds her of the cottage incident and explains that rejecting the marriage because of his engagement would have caused greater humiliation. Poorvi questions if Monisha matters to him, and Arvy openly admits that she does. He confesses that he feels guilty for betraying Monisha, who had trusted him and left for her course, thinking everything would return to normal in 3 months. He urges Poorvi not to confront Monisha, insisting she call her by her name, not X. Poorvi later crosses paths with Monisha, who cryptically tells her she already knows what she will do. Downstairs, Monisha confidently tells the family that Arvy never intended to stay with Poorvi, and that this was part of a plan to hurt Kushi through Poorvi. The family shows disdain for Poorvi, though Harleen admits their bitterness stems from Kushi's actions. Poorvi feels humiliated, but silently endures as Monisha performs rituals and mocks her role. Arvy assures Poorvi that he will always help her, but clarifies that he would have done the same for any girl in her situation. He admits he likes Poorvi, but not the way he likes Monisha. Meanwhile, Monisha schemes with Deepika, convinced that Arvy will eventually return to her and that their revenge will soon be complete. Later, Arvy and Poorvi arrive in her neighborhood, where the neighbors gossip about her. Arvy drops her off midway, claiming he should not come any further, leaving Poorvi to face the whispers and her painful reality alone. Poorvi thanks him but silently breaks down, her dupatta caught in his car door. As she walks home in tears, neighbors gossip that Arvy must have abandoned her. Arvy drives away, recalling his revenge plan, while Monisha grows impatient waiting for his return. She assures Deepika that Arvy listens to her and soon begins preparing for a celebration once Arvy confirms he has left Poorvi. At home, Prachi notices Poorvi's phone ringing outside and rushes to find her. Poorvi hugs her tightly, but the neighbors begin taunting, saying Arvy abandoned her on the road, calling her a one-night bride. Sarla Kaki and others accuse Arvy of realizing Poorvi isn't suitable for him. Prachi tries to defend Arvy with a lie, but Kushi, angered by the humiliation, confronts the women. She splashes water on them, calling them the real dirt, while Vishaka also rebukes them before leading Porvy inside. Meanwhile, Monisha hosts a lavish party, proudly declaring she is happy with Arvy, while guests celebrate with her. Kushi recalls Arvy's cruel vow to make Porvy a one-night bride and blames herself for Porvy's humiliation. She comforts Porvy, admitting she couldn't shield her from the taunts despite always protecting her since childhood. Prachi insists Arvy was only busy, but Porvy repeats the same excuse to cover for him, showing her pain silently. Vishaka reminds them how much they prepared for Arvy's visit, but Ashok suggests letting Porvy eat first before discussing the situation further. Thanks for watching. Bye.